Hi y'all, so welcome back. Yes sir, so if you're a new subscriber, thank you for clicking my video. I really appreciate it. If you are already an existing subscriber, welcome back. I really appreciate you. So with that being said, let me get into what I want to talk about today. And what I want to talk about today is emergency funds. Now, don't click out just yet. Don't click out. I know I said I wanted to share my experiences. I wanted it to be personal. I want to share my strategies with this channel. And for today, I want to get it a little personal as to why I'm talking about emergency funds. So let me give you all a little story. So before, back in college, I've always been interested in money, finance, and this whole world of things ever since like college. And for me, I always knew about some of the basic concepts of finances, but in college, I never believed in emergency funds. It was one of those things where I was like, no, that's for like people way back in the day. Like, we don't need emergency funds anymore. Like, come on, like, what worse could happen to me? I'm already in college at the brokest point of my life. Like, no, emergency funds are stupid. To give you all a little story, okay? Back when I was in college, I used to do internships in the summer. So it started, I believe, the end of my sophomore year is when I got my first internship. I got an internship as an engineer, and it was a paid internship. And this was when I started kind of getting, I guess, a little money. So I was getting paid, I think it was average 16 to 20 an hour as an intern, working 40 hours a week, full time and everything. I mean, this was like almost you working like a full-time engineer just to get a little experience, but they're giving you a good amount of money to do it. So what I would do is I would use all the money I made from my internship, majority of the money I made from my internship, and pay for my rent when I got back to school for the whole year. So that eliminated that cost. So I was willing to sacrifice a little bit of my summer of enjoyment of the money I was making in order to go back to school and not have to worry about one of the biggest expenses while you're in school. I was like, okay, that strategy was working. So junior year comes around, and it's the summer of my junior year, and I get my second internship, right? So I'm all excited and I'm like, let's go. Like, you know, I got it again, and I get to make some money in the summer. In this summer, I was still keeping my same strategy of saving all the money I was making that summer and using that to pay for my rent for when I went back to school. I got a little like loose with my strategy, and I started spending a little bit more, but I was saving a good amount of it. Towards the end of my internship, my car started making a little noise. And to kind of make the story short, blew the head gasket of my engine. And for anybody that knows about cars, you blowing the head gasket of your engine, the car is pretty much done at that point. The car cost $2,000 to fix. That cost me so much money. What do I do? Like, at this point, I'm broke. Like, I couldn't pay for rent. I couldn't do anything. You know what I had to do? I had to pull out a personal loan. I had to pull out a personal loan of $4,000 that I'm still paying up till today.
To this day! To this day!
How could I have avoided this? Because I always like to take accountability for when something like that happens. I can't just blame my car. I can't blame everything else around me. I have to look at myself and be like, what could I have done differently that could have changed that situation? And for me, it was realizing that I've been talking down and disregarding emergency funds for the longest, that when something that wasn't even like life-threatening emergency, but just circumstances emergency happened, I couldn't even have any money to like fix it. What I normally do is I make this process as automatic as possible. So whenever you're filling out your direct deposit, you put in your bank information. What I do is I have a savings account where I'll talk about where to put the money in, and I fill that out with another bank information. I put the percentage of how much I want to be saving every month. Just send it straight to the account. So I don't even have to see it. I don't even have to worry about it. It just goes straight to my savings. And I continuously do this, and I made this process automatic. And this is how I was able to save my emergency fund. Now with this, I also want to talk about where to put your emergency funds, right? So a lot of people always talk about, yeah, you know, banks don't give you, so like they only give you 0.25% of your savings account. This is true, but with the emergency fund, the purpose of it and the reason why you want to leave it in a savings account is because you want to make this money as liquid as possible. Because when the emergency happens, you want to be able to liquidate your money. You want to be able to easily take it out to where you don't have to stress about selling stuff. Like if you bought a CD or if you put it in stocks, like you have to worry about the volatility of all that happening. So you could just, like, you notice that amount, you could take it out whenever you want. Now, with that being said, where I normally put my emergency fund is I put it in a high interest savings account. Now, what a high interest savings account is it helps you, it gives you at an interest rate of the one I'm using right now is called Wealthfront, and it's giving me an interest rate of 1.7%. Now, for those who don't know, inflation is 2% every year, which is close to inflation. Now, when I put my money in here, I don't have to worry about it, right? And the one I use is Wealthfront. I also use SoFi because I believe in having multiple savings accounts for different reasons. SoFi is one that gives you, I think I'm getting about 1.4% interest rate on it. But the nice thing about SoFi, it gives you a bank account, it treats it like almost a checking account also, and you get like a debit card with it, but you're actually making money. Like your money is actually not losing money essentially. So next is talking about the banks that actually like gives you these interest rates. Now, when you are looking at this high interest rate savings account, is you want to make sure this bank is FDIC insured. And what that essentially means is they backed by the federal government in case anything happens to your money. And you also want to look at the amount that they have, that they insured by. So if, the one I use, Wealthfront, is FDIC insured up to $1 million. So if you had $1 million in the account, you're able to get your $1 million back. So these are the things you want to make sure whenever you're looking at high interest savings account. But with that being said, I want to keep this as short as possible. That's really why I wanted to just talk about today with emergency funds. Like for me, going through that experience really opened my eyes to where I was like, I never want to be in this position again, to where I'm an adult, a young adult, and something happens and I can't afford to keep that, like I can't afford to pay for that expenses. The action item I want to leave with y'all is to go open your own high interest savings account and start saving for your emergency fund today. Like I said, those are the accounts I use. You don't have to use what I use, but those are some of the ones out there. That's what I want to conclude today with. You guys make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I post there daily, and also watch the other videos down below. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit the like button if you really found this helpful. Hit the subscribe button. You want to learn something new every day within the areas of money, mindset, and business. I will be posting every week new content to make sure it's good content that y'all can learn from. I really appreciate y'all. With that being said, I am out. Take it easy. Y'all be good. Yes, sir.